I'm convinced after teaching writers for like 25 years that there are two questions that most of us, myself included, um, forget to ask about our new work. One, which I've talked about a lot in the past, is what is this piece about? And I always tell people you should wait until you've finished a first draft to ask that question. But you should spend a lot of time figuring that out because usually what we think we're setting out to write at the beginning and what we end up actually writing are usually two different things. And it's very important before you start revising a piece to take the time to really look uh, at what you've put down on the page and answer the question, what is this? What is this about? What is at the heart of it? What's driving it? Okay, so there's that. Then the other question that I think people neglect is a question about the container. By container, we mean like, what form is this story going to take? Will it be a short story? Will it be a 10-minute play? Will it be an opera? Will it be a musical? What's the container that you're using to reach your audience, that you're using to convey this particular story, this particular set of characters, this particular set of questions? You're using this container to reach the audience. And I think we sort of neglect that question. We often set out to write, like I'll start writing something and I'll just sort of decide I'm writing a full length play, and I never question that it should be a full length play. And I think this is a mistake because all the choices that you make about what this container is going to be like, what it's going to feel like, what the scope is going to be, what the tone is going to be, all those kinds of questions, the form of the piece. All of those things have a very direct impact on how the audience receives it emotionally. So you want to make sure that your choices around container are in alignment with what you hope will be the emotional impact of the work. So this is a question that I think we don't spend enough time thinking about, and I think it could be very useful to challenge ourselves in writing a new piece to imagine taking it and putting it into a totally different container. How would that change the feeling of it? How would the characters breathe if they were in a feature film as opposed to a radio play? So anyway, I'm going to be doing a 5-week workshop on this question of exploring container. I'm calling it the Writer's Container Lab because I really think of it as a lab. And it will be Monday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it'll start April 21st and go through May 19th. And I hope you'll join me.